This is Poké Collab, where we collect, train, and battle together. My name is Oren. I'm from Block and Pixel, and I am joined here by.
Ivan, and I'm from Chard.
Good to be here with you, Ivan. I missed out on the last episode, but I'm perfectly okay with that because I got to enjoy seeing you and Jordan on the last episode. It was really enjoyable actually hearing you guys discuss and talk about this hobby. How was it having an alternate host on with you?
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I apologize to all the other people that and the logistics of things things weren't really quite how we usually have our show set up, so I apologize for that. But other than that, it was great. I mean, Jordan, he was nervous, but I think he did really well and with his knowledge, and we just, as good friends, as you will see in this show, a lot of our friends we've grown up with. So it's just like, just another conversation with Jordan, and it was nice to have him on. It was great. We had fun.
I love seeing him on the show, and I look forward to having him on again. Um, Something Ivan and I have been talking about is just having more people from the community on the show, either as guests or as alternates when Ivan or I can't be on the show. Maybe having somebody from the community take our place. So that's probably going to happen in the next month. Ivan will be on vacation. So I'll
Yeah.
probably be having uh, a couple other people from the community join me to record. So I look forward to introducing them when we get that ball rolling.
Dang.
So yeah, no, we're excited to have more friends from the community on the show. So if you are interested, please go to our website, pokecollab.com. And if you go to the contact us section, there's a form you can fill out. Feel free to fill that out and just let us know that you're interested. And we'd love to organize that. Well, let's get into our show. I'll go over our outline. Today is November 3rd, 2024. We're recording a little bit later this week than we normally would. It's just been a crazy week, and we finally got together today, which is on a Sunday, November 3rd. Normally we record on Thursday. So thanks for waiting around until we got this posted. I know that some of you have just been jonesing to hear this recording. So today we're going to be talking about Surging Sparks and a pre-release event that Ivan and I got to attend. We're also going to talk about Pokemon TCG Pocket that has since officially launched internationally between last episode and this episode. Next, we're going to hear from Ivan about an update regarding his playthrough on Pokemon Scarlet. And then I'll be talking about my trip, the reason why I wasn't on last week, and just some highlights from that. And then we're also going to talk about some 151 promos that have been added to the master set of 151. So
Sadly.
that will be it for our show. Go ahead, Evan. I cut you off.
Just saying sadly.
Yeah, I know.
It just
I
keeps growing.
I really did not want any more 151 cards. This set has been out for like over a year. Stop putting out new cards. We don't want to move our cards in our binder anymore.
Yeah.
And with the way I have my binder set up, like these cards should be at the beginning of the binder, which
Yeah.
means, and I have Paradox Rift after 151. I'm not shifting both sets. This is not happening. I might not even. Okay, I'll stop there. Let's
We'll
get into the
continue.
show.
Yeah, we'll continue.
Okay, well, let's start with the Surging Sparks pre-release, and I'll let Ivan take it over.
Thanks, Warren. Yeah, as I was super nervous, but I also too this was a great way to like introduce myself, get into like any kind of type of tournament locally. So I'm glad that we were able to actually attend one here near around the western part of Cleveland, and it exceeded kind of like my expectations. I think it was more so of like just being there with like all different like again, I'll say it again, like different types of ages, boys and girls. Like it was awesome. And just being able to just come in, everybody's pretty much even keel because we all get our battle boxes. So I still have mine right here. So I think it was super cool. And then being able to uh get a feel for what the cards are going to be coming out for Surging Sparks. I'm super excited about that. I think it's going to be an epic another epic set. But am I going to collect it all? I don't think I'm going to be able to because I'm still working on three other ones. And now with what we just discussed there, it's going to be a little bit of a trickier way to get Wi-Fi 1 done. So, um, but overall, I think it was great. I would totally do it again. I think for the next one that's coming out in January, I believe. Um, I think that's going to be another epic one to go to, but highly recommend if you I think it was like 25 bucks gets you a battle deck and then you get the normal deck and then you they also provide you with I think we got four booster packs and
Yeah.
then at the end yeah and then at the end we get three more. So it was cool. I think everything was smooth. Mad props to Tabletop Gaming and Avon. Lewis over there, he was doing an excellent job running the show. And I think he's also in charge of other tournaments that go on during the week, Tuesdays and Fridays. So um,
Oh,
I thought it was awesome.
real quick, Ivan, it's top table gaming.
Top table game. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I was confusing it in my head too. Yeah, Top Table Gaming
Yeah.
in Avon Lake, Ohio. They hosted this pre-release, and I agree with Ivan. It was a great pre-release. Yeah, and thanks for Lewis to being the uh, I don't know, is he the
Like,
judge, the admin? He was the
yeah.
person that ran the pre-release. So awesome job there, Lewis, on handling that. Yeah, it was my first pre-release too, and it was definitely a good way to get our feet wet with just a live in person, with people that we don't know.
Mhm.
Um, it was very laid back, easy to just, get into the game and put your deck together. We all took our time, and if people needed, well, we couldn't with a pre-release. The decks you make have to be from your kit that you get and the four packs that you get, so you can't really trade in when it comes to making and building your deck for that night. Um, so you have to play with what you get. So there was no trading, but the people that were there, the community is definitely the type of community where, if that were allowed, there'd be people, really helping you out to build your deck. Because again, it's not like there's nothing to win, other than just the clout of winning the pre-release. Which real quick, I will mention Ariel won.
Yeah.
She got first place. My wife got first place at that pre-release. She won all three of her matches. Um, but yeah, no, like if you've never been to a live TCG event at a local card shop, I think a pre-release is the best way to start because no one has a perfect deck. No one has a deck they're familiar with. No one has a deck that they put time into practicing. You're all starting from scratch. You get a bare deck of 40 cards. You get four packs that you get to open and then work into that deck of 40. Um, you don't even fill out a 60 card deck. You really play with 40 cards and only four prizes. So there is an adjustment to the rules there. So the games are even shorter and simpler. And because no one is familiar with their deck, it's new to everyone. So even people that have played at regional championship levels, they're at the same level as you are as a person who's never even been to a live event. So that aspect was really cool about it.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that because it was cool to see that I think there were three dudes, or not four. I think all of them that were there. They seemed that they were like top regulars that were at Avon. And I think they all went. I think the four of them did go to Louisville. So and one of the guys, Josh, I think he plays probably the highest out of all of them.
Okay,
And he was really competitive. I mean, my wife was there and he said that she was saying that yeah, he plays with like a really complicated deck, but the way that he played, like you can tell like he's a pro.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
so it
yeah,
was really cool to be with like these type of players, and it actually makes me want to try and play them because it just wants me to see like how they are really and like with their decks and like my deck, like mine's ready. Like I'm ready. So
yeah. for
I'm up
sure.
for the challenge.
Yeah, it makes me want to get there because they have regular Pokemon TCG play on Friday nights at Top Table Gaming. And so shout out to them too and Jesse, the owner. We appreciate them hosting these live events, getting the local community together. And hopefully they'll see us again soon.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, like now I'm stoked about them. Now, like I've been wanting to go to one since Paradox Rifts came out and just never
Yeah.
got to it. But now it's like I don't want to pass up the next one.
Right? It's like what it was gonna be like, especially with the one that's coming out now. Like that's gonna be another set that's gonna be super superior.
Hmm.
And I think just real quick with like it actually like when you play with regular decks and then when you play with this one like from a pre-release because like what we're mentioning is it's only four prizes, only 20 cards. Like
Or 40
I'm sorry, 40 cards. Um you got to really know you have to have strategy because then you'll just run out of cards easily because that's what one of my opponents that's how I won is because she ran out of cards. But like this it's a definitely big adjustment into battling. So it kind of adds like an extra how can I say another angle of trying to play with Pokemon, which I thoroughly enjoy. So it was really good.
for sure. Agreed. So I don't have much more to say other than it was a blast. And if you haven't been to one, go to one. I know my wife was nervous. She didn't really know what to expect.
Oh,
And all I can say is at least with our experience, it was so laid back and everybody just was everyone just wanted to have fun.
yeah.
So I wouldn't be overly nervous going into anything when it comes to a pre-release event. And it's definitely the probably the most economical way to get a good amount of packs for an upcoming set. As I've mentioned, we paid 25 bucks for our entry fee. I saw some other local card shops that were like 30, so your mileage may vary there. But yeah, for 25 bucks, we got 7 packs of Surging Sparks plus our 40 card deck that we got to build out. So a really good deal as well if you're wanting to collect cards for the new set.
Yeah, and just real quick one. Also, too, like with those packs that we got, I actually got some really good pools. Like it was pretty sweet. So it was
Awesome.
worth it.
Yeah, for sure. We should have planned to show our polls. Mine are in another room, so I'm not
Oh,
go. Do
I
you
mean,
have
it's up to
yours?
you. I have mine here, but it's up
Dude,
to
show
you.
me.
Okay. So we got we got a cell just because I like Cellar Edge. We
The
got this
reverse
one
hollow.
here. Yeah, reverse hollow Cellar Edge. And then we also got the in my like my deck that I had. We got two. Or no, we got one actually. One tarot card. Oh here, you're right, Bernie. Okay, so here we got a special illustration or no, full art.
Oh, nice. Sea Titan.
Yeah. Let me see if we can oh come on.
Yeah, focus, autofocus, like I've noticed on my cameras, it works well for the most part, but it's slow.
Yeah. Or like no matter I'd like it's like I wanted to do one certain things. I know I was trying to get the lighting.
Yeah,
There you go.
there we go. Nice.
Nice. And then we got another one, Vibrava.
Okay.
Come on.
What does he evolve from? What's his base
He evolves
Pokemon?
from Trapinch.
Oh, okay.
It's he's actually a fighting Pokemon. I would think that it would be grass. Come on. Uh but yeah, okay, one more time.
Not happening.
No, it's not happening. And then we got Palisand.
Okay.
And then okay, now it works fine. This was pretty cool. My
Nice.
wife pulled this one in one of her packs. And then we got a special illustration rare of the Surfer.
Okay.
Kind of looks like Jonathan Abdu. One of our buddies. And then I had mine that I got, which or the I got one of the promos. I'll show the promo. Hydrogen was the one that I pulled,
Okay.
and I made the mistake, guys. Like I thought he was evolving from a different basic Pokemon, and so I thought I could use him. I thought he was I thought he was evolving from Strudel. And I'm like, when I was there, it goes back to what Owen was saying. Like, they're super cool. They were like, no, it's okay. I conceded anyway because I'm like, oh, it was one of the guys that was at and that he went to Louisville, and I'm like, oh, I could have sworn that that's what he evolved from. I don't know what in my mind, like, I was just like, oh, I want to use him, and I didn't even like look it up. I wasn't even doing anything. I just like, oh, I'm gonna use this guy, and he wasn't even the one I needed.
I think the adrenaline and hype of your first pre-release got in your head or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, for sure. And like I was super nervous. Okay, so this is one of the promos that you get.
In my opinion, Chanpao and Magneton were the two best promos from the Surging Sparks decks
Yeah.
from the Build and Battles. I
Yeah.
got Indeedee, and then there was also uh Gouging Fire. Is that
Gouging fire. My wife Kayla got
yeah.
gouging fire.
But the Chanpao and the Magneton, those were sweet.
Those were like money. I think I can let me just show the gauging fire, gouging fire. I think she has it in her deck. And then oh, the new Quavicle card was awesome. Here's the gouging fire. Oh,
That's not the promo though.
that's not the promo.
No.
Here it is. Here they got it.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Cool.
Yeah, I like it. It's sweet. But yeah, definitely was worth it. I
Oh
think I
yeah, 100%.
definitely was. Yeah, the pools, the play, and like just being with everybody, I think was just a super cool event.
Yeah.
I can just imagine how it is to be at a regional, with like just tons of people. I think there was like over 2,000 people.
Yeah, this makes me really want to go.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I mentioned this on the show, but like prior to me getting back into the TCG, like Ariel and I probably started buying it up again August of last year, August 2023.
Mhm.
And let me just get my facts straight here. There was a major Pokemon tournament in Columbus, Ohio
Oh wow.
in 2023. I'm just verifying real quick. Yeah, so the North America International Championships of 2023 were held in Columbus, Ohio.
What?
And it was in June, like right before like I got back into this. And had I known what I was missing out on, I'm still bummed knowing that I missed out on NAIC just 2 hours from home. So I just hope that we get NAIC somewhere nearby again. This year NAIC is going to be in New Orleans in June, I believe.
Wow.
I do not want to go to Louisiana in the middle of summer. Like, who decided that?
No.
I don't keep it north, guys. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to be drenched in sweat and dying from the summer exhaustion and humidity in New
Exactly.
Orleans in the middle of summer. But whatever. So I have no intentions of going there. If you can't tell based on the way I'm communicating. But yeah,
Yeah.
so hopefully we'll get another biggie close by. I'd love to go. Not even to play, just to spectate.
Yeah, the next one is going to be in Buffalo in January.
Oh, really? That's really
No.
close.
Yeah, Orange.
Oh, you're making a bad joke.
Yeah.
Okay, don't. I would rather go to Buffalo in January than New Orleans in June.
You'll
I'm
be
just
snowed
saying.
in.
I mean, And this is from experience. You and I went to Buffalo for a
Yeah.
Bills game in the middle of winter. What month was that?
February.
February. And this was probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So when snow actually existed, you know, that was a blast
That
actually.
was
So,
fun.
so I would go to Buffalo in January for a regional, much more than I would go to New Orleans in the middle of summer. Okay, let's move on. That covers Surging Sparks pre-release. Uh, Suffice to say, Ivan and I will definitely be going for the next set coming out, which I forget the name of, which is blasphemy because it's the Eevee set. Do you remember the name?
Something.
We're both bad. Oh boy.
Yeah, I know.
Uh, Eevee set name.
Prismatic evolutions.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's
It's
on
kind of
the Pokemon.com.
it's kind of a lame name. Prismatic evolution.
Prismatic evolutions, yeah.
Okay.
But the cards are sweet. I
Yeah, the
mean,
cards are sweet.
oh my gosh.
So
They really bumped up Eevee in her evolutions.
here's why I'm thrown off. I kept thinking of Japan's name for that set, which in my opinion is a better name, Terastal Festival.
Okay.
So Terra, Terastal, Terastalize, like I understand where the prismatic's coming from because, the prisms of the crystals on the Terra Pokemon. But like Terastal Festival, that just makes me think of like seasons, the variety of Terra types of EVs. So I like Japan's name better. So I'm sticking with my comments that Prismatic Evolution is lame in relation to Terastal Festival, but the cards are sweet.
And
So
like
we
and like sorry, go
we're
on.
we're going to pre-release.
And yeah. And but also too, like if you look at it like the Charizard, like it's Terra. Like it actually says Terra on the
Yeah,
card. So
right.
I understand why
Yeah.
they did it that way.
Oh, for sure. Okay, well, let's move on to the the biggest topic in Pokemon for probably the entire year, and that's the release of a completely new Pokemon game, Pokemon TCG Pocket. And if you're not aware, Pokemon TCG Pocket is it's a new app that is an entirely new game. It's a TCG, a digital TCG, but it's not the same game as the trading card game that we've all come to know and love over the past 25 years, 20 years. I don't know.
Mhm. 25.
20 years. Is it 20 years? I don't know how long.
No, it's 25.
Okay,
Hmm.
25. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so this is a brand new game. The cards are brand new cards. The rules are brand new rules. The method of play, the meta, everything is different and unique to this app. So Pokemon TCG Pocket was soft launched in New Zealand, and then it was officially launched internationally October 30th. And what's amazing is Ivan and I actually got to start October 29th, which was the same day of the pre-release that we went to. So like we were just on a crazy Pokemon high on October 29th because we went to the Surging Sparks pre-release. Then Ivan and Kayla, Ariel and I, we went out to dinner. While we were at dinner, my phone gets a notification that TCG Pocket was available for me to play. So I opened it up and started collecting some cards right there at the dinner table. And then Ivan and Kayla were able to start playing it that night after they
Yeah.
got home. So yeah, the 29th was a blast. So I just kind of wanted to just do just a brief gathering of thoughts between Ivan and I on what we think of TCG Pocket so far, what we think about the cards, the types of packs, the missions. So Ivan, give me some key ideas of what you think regarding this new app and game.
Yeah, like I think they done it really well. I think it's a lot of the cards that are in the packs because there's three different kind of packs. So you gotta like the genetic apex of like the different varieties. So you have Pikachu, the three main characters of Pikachu, Charizard, and Mewtwo. And so with those, like they each pack contains actually different types. of Pokemon that you can get. Like not all the packs have um all the same Pokemon. Like you can get certain ones from certain packs of the Mewtwo, Pikachu, and Charizard. So
It's
um
different from physical packs. When
yeah,
it comes to physical TCG packs, they'll have different artwork on the front of the packs. So like for Surging Sparks, they might have, I forget what they have in reality, but let's just pretend it's Pikachu and name some Pokemon. I don't know.
Voltex. I don't know.
Yeah. So in the real TCG, when you buy packs, they have different artwork, but the artwork doesn't actually differentiate the types of cards you're going to get in that pack. Um,
Yeah,
that pack is for that set, and you could get any card from that set. It's not the same with Pokemon TCG Pocket. Each pack artwork actually contains a different like types of cards.
yeah,
So if you want to collect all the cards in the set, you're going to have to open different pack types to get the different Pokemon that are in each type of pack, which I'll be honest, that is my main complaint with Pokemon TCG Pocket. I don't really have much to complain about, but that does make it more difficult to collect the cards. And you actually have to make a choice of which pack you're going to open. And I'm sure that I'm sure the reason they did this is they evaluated and determined that this would probably make them more money. That's my guess as to why they did it this way.
yeah. So like also what I find interesting and going back to what you're saying also they have like certain kind of what they're like sets so you can get ones that have a family set which is like all the Nidorinos and Nidorans and then there's also like the bird set which is like the Pidgey all the way to Pidgeotto or Pidgeot.
These are missions, right?
Yeah, but they're like ways that you can actually get. Yeah, they're missions, but they're ways that you can actually collect. You know, as you're collecting,
Yeah.
you can collect those. And what I like about that is that it actually tells you and where the packs you can get them. Or I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but there's also talk about the share the not share. What do you call it? The
Wonder Pick.
Wonder picks. So there you can also pick from somebody that already has that. You can then pick from them and try to collect from there. So yeah, it's a huge gamble. That's how I think it
Oh,
is.
yeah, totally. So yeah, I agree with you, Ivan. I think the production quality of this app and the game and the music and the graphics and the animations is top notch. I don't think we
Yeah,
could have asked for better
yeah,
production quality. I
yeah,
think the app is mostly well laid out. I think they did intentionally complicate some things in terms of the economy. There's like 8 different types of currencies, and I still haven't wrapped my head around how to get all of them and what they are all for. And they complicate it intentionally because they want to create a layer of division between the actual US dollar that you pay for these things and then spending it in game because they don't want you to remember what you're actually spending because then you'll spend more. So it's intentional. I understand the psychology behind it, but it is still a little confusing even after a week as to like what all of the currencies are and how to get them.
yeah.
But as for the battling, I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, Ivan and I are really into the main TCG, the physical TCG, as well as its digital counterpart, TCG Live. And while it's not the most complicated TCG on the market, Pokemon TCG is not simple. I think it has a relatively deep meta, whereas Pokemon TCG Pocket is definitely simpler. And the question is it too simple? And I don't think so. I think it's simple in the right ways because why would you want Pokemon? What is the purpose of Pokemon TCG Pocket? It's not to replace the TCG, it's to really supplement it. It's to be that game that you play while you're waiting for your spouse to finish up grabbing groceries or whatever, or that you're gonna play in between work meetings. A quick 5-minute battle. Something that doesn't take up too much brain power, but that you're still getting that fun out of it, that pack opening out of it. So I really think that they found a really good balance. I am curious and I'm a little worried about what their cadence will be for set releases. Is this going to be something where they release sets just as frequently as the main TCG? And if so, like, let me go on a tangent. I'm pleasantly surprised with the fact that it seems like it's not impossible to get the best pulls. Like, it seems like a lot of people have been able to get some of the more rare pulls. Like, I've got the immersive Mewtwo pull and I got the immersive Pikachu pull, and I haven't spent a penny on the game. So I'm very pleasantly surprised that they haven't put these massive pulls and so deep that it's like impossible to get them without spending money. So that's a nice surprise. But I am worried about like what's to come. Are we going to get to the point where you have to spend money to really stay competitive? I hope it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that before, even like it's not gonna I don't think it's meant to do that. Like it's gonna keep it just even keel with how this is like its own separate thing almost. Like this is gonna be just Pocket. And even like with the sets that are out right now, it's what, like to over 200 some cards for this set, the genetic Apex. So it's like yeah, and who knows how long they're gonna be able to or when they're gonna keep coming out, and hopefully it's not as quick as what these are like every 3 months with the normal
Yeah.
TCG. So, yeah, I hope so too, and I hope that doesn't become something that's like we have to keep up with this plus the TCG, the regular TCG, and then on TCG Live, like it's just a ton. Then on top of that, video games, like it's just it's like the list is endless.
Yeah. You could easily spend all of your free time on Pokemon and still not even scratch the surface.
Yeah.
It's really a deep hobby, a deep franchise of characters and canon and information and games. So yeah, it's almost like not only do you just have to pick and choose which franchise to get into, like Pokemon versus any other media franchise, One Piece, Gundam, whatever it is. But like once you've chosen that franchise, then you have to pick and choose what you want to get into inside of that franchise because they're just so big anymore,
Yeah.
which is a good problem to have. So I don't know. Right now, because TCG Pocket is the latest and greatest, it's kind of taken up my uh, TCG Live brain power away, and I have not been playing TCG Live. But that might change at some point. Who knows? But no, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the fact that some people that I know that aren't into Pokemon TCG at all are playing TCG Pocket. So like I can see that it's starting to like get its claws into people that aren't even into Pokemon TCG. So they've definitely done a good job of designing this to reach new audience people, new audiences that
Mhm.
they haven't reached before. So yeah, congratulations to Pokemon International, the Pokemon Company International for likely to be another huge economical win for their company.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Warren, because my wife Kayla, like she actually just likes the card's artwork, and she's not really like she went Tuesday like just to be with us and also wanted to play Pokemon. So, but she's not really like fully devoted into playing Pokemon, but she was actually got into battling in TCG Pocket, and she actually said she liked it better.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so you're right on about how they've done an excellent job in trying to get everyone involved and those that kind of into it, they're dabbling in, but they get involved and they actually like it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Now
I do like
they really have a game for everyone now.
yeah, literally, literally. And the battling aspect for me is like it's like again, it's like a new set strategy because you got to see what Pokemon. There's some that take more energy that do less damage, and then there's also Pokemon that do more damage with less energy. So you got to really finagle with what your deck is made out of because it can't just be all one even. It can be two, three types of Pokemon,
Hmm.
um, energy types. And the energy thing, I really like the energy zone, I think it's called.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. I think if you haven't yet downloaded it, I think you should at least check it out and check out the battling aspect of it too.
I want to give you one spoiler, Ivan, that I just found out about. If you
Ooh.
collect at least one card of every Pokemon from the Kanto region, so the original Gen 1 150 Pokemon, if you
Mhm.
collect one of each, then you get a hidden secret Mew card. Yeah.
Ooh. All
So
right.
just
Well, that
one more goal for you.
awesome.
Um, Now, a quick question, Ivan. I personally have just been focusing on the missions right now and the solo against the computer campaign. Have you played any human beings yet in battle?
Yes, I've battled two or three people.
Okay. How did it go?
Um, Good. I won two and I lost one.
Okay.
The one person I felt like didn't know what they were doing. I felt
Okay.
like they were like new.
Is there any
So
sort of ladder like there is in TCG Live?
that I don't know. I don't think there is.
Okay. I hope that,
Um,
yeah, I've heard that there isn't. I hope that they add it as a feature because like it really that with TCG Live, I only play the ladder, the ranked matches. I don't see I don't have fun if I'm not playing ranked because like I want it to go into my record, you know?
yeah,
So I really hope they add some sort of a ladder or ranked system to this.
yeah, I agree. But then again, that's gonna pull me away from TCG Live. So I don't know if I wanted to have that. That's too much going
No,
on.
I got you. Yeah, because then you'd
I
really
don't know.
be
That's
divided.
that's a lot. Because then if you're trying to reach like, because I'm trying to get up to where you guys are, Charizard. I don't know if you guys are there now yet, but at
What do you
Charizard
mean?
rank, like the Charizard rank in TCG Live
Oh, well,
ladder.
at this point, like with the ladder reset, I got dropped down. I don't even know where I'm at. I might be at Bulbasaur right now. I gotta check.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I just reached Alakazam last night.
Okay. That's pretty good.
So yeah, and what's awesome is that it is my physical fire deck. So I'm actually comparing and like doing things to it.
That's
And
awesome.
I think it's completely different between TCG Live and physical because as we were there on Tuesday, I'm like, wow, this is a whole lot different aspect of the game.
The psyche of it is way
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Let me do a quick comparison, and this won't really relate to most people unless they have another hobby that they're into. So Ivan and I, we in past lives, were into amateur powerlifting, and so you have your home gym that you work out at, several times a week that you're really comfortable with the weights, you're really comfortable with the music that's playing, the ambience of that gym. But then when you actually compete in amateur powerlifting, you're in a gym or a hotel that you're not familiar with, you're surrounded by people you're not familiar with, music you're not familiar with, coaches and judges that you're not familiar with, and you're lifting in front of people.
Mm.
I That's how I can kind of compare playing TCG Live. Like that's your home gym. You're comfortable. Like you're not under the lights, so to speak, and people aren't watching you play. And then you go to even just your local card shop and it's physical people in front of you. And
Yeah.
like it just feels like you're competing on the stage and it's a place you're not familiar with or comfortable in. So like just a different scenario. It
Yeah.
changes the way you think and act and play. It's and also just the physical act of shuffling and
Yeah.
rolling the die or
Nice.
flipping your coin or putting
Yeah.
the damage counters on your it's just so different.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I actually watched the championship of the Louisville, and I kid you not, the one that lost, I forgot his name, but he had the comfy deck.
Yeah.
So that one was like you're constantly switching and switching. It got the best of him. He literally conceded because he couldn't handle the pressure, or like he literally was just like, I'm done. I can't. He made one
Wow.
mistake and that was it. And so and it's crazy because that was the last one he won. And then the forgot his name, but he won the one with the oh, I'm losing it. But it could have been a really good battle, but I think because of yeah, like you said, with all that the stage, the people's looking at you, the what they're all looking like this is it. Like this is the last battle.
And then anytime you play a supporter or a trainer that indicates that you need to shuffle your deck, like
Yeah.
you're not just watching the video game do it for you. You have to
No.
physically manually shuffle your deck in a way that's, acceptable in actual uh competitive play that the
Yeah.
judges are accepting. Like you got to be on
Yeah.
for an entire weekend in
Yeah.
front of people being
Yeah.
recorded, possibly depending on what bracket you're competing in. So
Yeah.
it's psychologically different
Yeah.
for sure, and
Yeah.
physically, like it actually does drain you energy wise.
Bro.
Like I can't tell you how many people I've listened to, interviewed, like make sure that you have food in your bag for tournaments and eat it. Like, because people just don't think about like they
No.
you maybe assume that you're going to be able to get food or you might have an opportunity to do so, and the time just isn't there. It's wild.
No, yeah, and I was talking to one of the last battles that I did at our pre-release. He was saying that like, hey, you battle three people, and it's best of three.
Yeah.
So like, it's not just one. And, you know, you go into the loser bracket, or you go into winner bracket. No, you got to like go play again for three times, and then go on to like another person, play three times, go on to another person, play three times. It's yeah, like you said, like it's like make sure you have food.
Yeah. Yeah, for
That's
sure. Because
crazy.
it's a marathon of a weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, I can only imagine
imagine.
because I haven't done it.
Right.
Okay, well, yeah, again, the only way I can really is with a powerlifting tournament, which
I like
is
that.
all day and extremely physically exhausting. So
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, well, Ivan, let's move on to our next thing to talk about, and that's Pokemon Scarlet. So we know that you recently got it. You're a little late to the party, but that's okay because we're still in the Scarlet Violet generation. And so basically, I just want to hear about your experience so far with Scarlet, where you're at, what you've been thinking about the game, and I'll let you take it away.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm still I already graduated school, so now I'm on my way to do either Terra's or Nemona's missions or Arvin's missions or what's her name? The one hidden girl that you don't know, like she
Oh,
kind of hacks your phone.
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia.
Yeah,
So, but to be honest, I've been sidetracked by all these Pokemon that I want to catch. So I'm on my way, and then I'm like, oh, he just showed up, or oh wow, like it shows on the map on who's around that area, or I've seen him and I accidentally like fainted him. So now I'm like, okay, good. Now I got to go back and get him. Um, so it's been a slow process. But my Pokedex is increasing. I think I have quite a bit. I think I got two shinies already. I have Bledsoe and Lechonk, the pig.
that's
Yeah,
awesome. Because
yeah.
like I don't think I found my first shiny until I was almost done with the game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, or I was definitely like three-quarters of the way through the gym leaders,
Okay.
the eight gym leaders. Yeah, by the time I got my first shiny. So that's awesome that you've already found two.
Yeah, I was like, what? Is this a shiny? Yes, it is. And you can tell because it's like a different color. Because
Yeah.
Bletzel, he's like a orange little, he's like a little orange.
Yeah, like a horse zebra thing. Is that what it is?
No, he's like a squirrel slash like ferret type water. He's orange. But he was yellow, and I'm like,
Hmm.
he's not supposed to be yellow. So I'm like, let me check this guy out. And so I try not to feign him.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. He's an Arceus, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a
Yeah, he is
ferret
an Arceus,
thing.
yes.
Yeah.
So I ended up catching him and then I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. So I got my second shiny. Um but I love the gameplay. I think the gameplay is super nice. Even just using Maridon or Koraidon.
Yeah, you have yeah, in
Koraidon.
Scarlet it's Koraidon. Yeah.
Koraidon.
At
So
at this point in the game, um, so I don't want to spoil anything, but with Koraidon, um, what are his abilities right now? When you can ride him, what can he do?
All you can do is jump.
Okay. So
So
he can
I'm
he run? Can he dash?
no, he's always running, but no,
Well,
he can't dash.
if you press in on the left joystick, he'll dash like a turbo dash. Does he? Can
Oh, okay.
you do that?
No,
Okay.
I
You
think
can
he's
only
just
jump.
yeah, he can only jump.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
Got
I
it.
find I find like some other things that I'm trying to get to like certain islands around the area.
Hmm.
Like I can jump and then jump, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a way where I can just like fly over there or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
I won't tell you anything, but
okay,
Koraidon as you progress does get stronger and stronger.
okay, good.
And it opens up more of the game.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So I did defeat one of the gyms. It was pretty easy. I know I'm probably like at the easier part of the game. And I know me and you were talking about the Terra, how there's Terra
Yeah, the
battles all
Terra
around.
raids.
Terra raids,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're different types of Terra cards. Terra, it's Pokemon, which basically I have them already. It's just that they're in Terra form.
Right.
So yeah. But I'm also finding Pokemon that are already Terras.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
for
just
instance,
out in the
Diglett.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah. I fought maybe like two or three Diglets that
Yep.
were already Terra. And
Real quick, just to save you the energy of it, I played through the entire game without doing a single Terra raid.
oh,
Like
okay.
those are those are completely optional.
Oh, okay.
So
Good.
I'm playing like I'm doing them now that I've done like now that I'm pretty much 100% done with the main game. Now I've started doing some of the Terra raids, but I didn't touch them the entire
Okay.
game. They're totally unnecessary.
Yeah. And they're
Unless you want to do them.
what I mean, if they're Pokemon that I don't have yet,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But most of them I have already. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like just playing just because it's giving
Yep.
me experience. But have you found that if you were to have a certain team that you almost get too strong because you keep feigning other Pokemon that you want to catch?
Yeah, I mean that's been a problem with Pokemon throughout. Like
Yeah.
you have your main set of six that carry you through the game that just inevitably are too strong when you encounter wild Pokemon. So there's a couple ways around that. One is to have quick balls. I don't know if you can get them yet, but quick balls are amazing.
Okay.
And like I've used quick balls a ton, and I can't give you a percentage, but like over the past 20 Pokemon I've caught, probably 19 of them have been using a quick ball, and 18 of those times they caught on the first throw.
Oh
Like,
wow.
so quick balls are amazing.
Okay.
And that'll really help. And then also having, even if your strong Pokemon are too strong that they knock somebody out, if they at least have like an ability that reduces like a stat, like, I know you don't really want to waste a slot of attacks for like Screech to lower defense, but like if you have something like that, at least you can lower stats, which helps catch Pokemon. But then
Okay.
also just like having a Pokemon in your party that is closer to the levels of that area that you're working on.
Yeah.
It might be worth just, having one of your six slots being like, let's say in the area that you're catching Pokemon, all the Pokemon that are wild are like level 20. Just have one level 20. Even if your other guys are 40, at least have one level 20. So that way you can switch to it and have them start to drain the HP. So that way it's easier to catch without knocking it out.
Okay, that's a good idea. Because what I did was that I got them to a certain once the ones that evolved. Oh, it's another question I'll ask you after this. But I get them to like where they evolved, and then they got to like level 20, and then I decided like, well, level 20 is kind of a decent area, so then I would just swap them out with another basic Pokemon, and then it helps me try to catch other Pokemon. So I'm kind of like swapping in and out. So I don't know if
That,
that's a good
yeah,
thing, but yeah,
that's a good thing because then you have a balanced box of Pokemon that you can
yeah,
pick and choose from. It just becomes cumbersome to train a wide variety of Pokemon. Like I
Yeah.
definitely had six that were my main throughout the whole game, and then
Okay.
every now and then I would swap out for, somebody in my box just to help me catch Pokemon. But like usually, like let's say you're in a new area that you haven't been to before, and all the Pokemon in that area are level 30, but all of my guys are level 50. Well, as long as I can catch one level 30, then I can bring him into my party and he can be
Yeah.
the guy that I use to get the
That's
rest of
good.
them or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But
That
yeah,
makes sense.
I didn't really spend too much time training Pokemon other than my mains.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is too, I noticed that some of my Pokemon are evolving at different stages. Like they're not all evolving at like level 15. One evolves at like level 18. One's a lot like not even evolved yet, and he's still at 18 and he's a basic. Like where do you see like when they evolve?
So that information isn't in the game,
Okay.
but it is canon. And by that I mean there are definite levels or definite ways or methods for each Pokemon. So like um let's say Bulbasaur, every game that Bulbasaur is in, it's going to be the same exact level that he becomes Ivysaur. Let's say it's level 16. If it's level 16 in Pokemon Red, if it's level 16 in Pokemon Silver, it's going to be level 16 in all of the other games that Bulbasaur's in. It's always the same. So if
Okay.
you just Google what level does Squawkabilly does Squawk, he doesn't even evolve. What am I talking about?
Hmm.
What level does
Pidgey.
Wait Coco
Yeah.
evolve at?
Yeah.
And just Google it, and it'll just give you the information. Or sometimes it's not even a level. Sometimes it's a happiness rating, or this Pokemon needs a specific elemental stone
Yeah.
to evolve. So yeah, like um, I actually just completed the Pokedex for Scarlet and Violet. This is just the main game. I got all 400. Um, did I say I did that Wednesday after the pre-release? Yeah,
I
so
think you did. Yeah.
that was just an insane week for Pokemon for me. And just to complete, I was just Googling, how do I evolve this guy? How do I evolve this guy? And yeah, you'll find the information
Okay.
online. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Good.
that's what I would recommend.
Cool. I'll do that.
Just be
Yeah.
aware though, sometimes the information that you'll get is for Pokemon Go, and that is different.
Oh,
Just make sure it's for the video games like Scarlet Violet or any of the previous generations, and it'll apply.
you
But
tell me.
yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll do that. But yeah, sweet. But that's my update on Scarlet Violet there.
So
It's
yeah,
coming along.
I totally understand the attention being divided because you have these different trajectories. You have the Pokedex. I want to complete the Pokedex. Then
Hmm.
you have the Arvin path. Then you
Hmm.
have the gym leader path. And then is there one that I'm forgetting?
The Cassiopeia.
Oh yeah, Cassiopeia. So yeah,
Yeah.
you've got these three paths plus Pokedex completion. So it's really easy to have your attention divided. But that's nice because then if you get bored with one, you can switch to the other. And if
Yeah.
you get bored with that, you can switch again.
Yeah.
There isn't really any decisive way of doing it. Like they really give you a lot of freedom in the game, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Now, before we jump to our next topic, I do want to say that now that I completed the 400 Pokemon in the Pokedex for Scarlet Violet, I did just buy the DLC, and I am
Oh.
playing the Teal Masks now.
Mm.
So I'm getting into that, and I'm excited because I don't want to give you any spoilers. But they send you to a new region with a whole different Pokedex.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just be ready for that, Ivan.
Yeah.
That's the only spoiler I'm going to give you about the
Okay.
DLC. I was excited because like I knew that the moment I got the DLC, there's going to be like I thought what it was going to do was it was going to expand the Pokedex that I had just completed. And I didn't like, I completed it. Like I wanted it to remain completed. I didn't want it to be expanded. And this is really nice because it doesn't expand your Pokedex. They actually give you a second book, a second Pokedex. So
Oh,
your
wow.
first one remains exactly as it was. So mine's
Okay.
completed. It's a closed book. now it's a second Pokedex that I get to work on.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. So
yeah,
then
so
that means that the other one that came out too with the Terapagos, that's gonna be another one too.
I'm
Wow.
assuming, I'm
Oh my
assuming,
God.
yeah,
That's gonna be crazy.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, you'll be busy. I think I'm 60 hours in.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, so what's nice is like that's not insane. Like there's a lot of RPGs that people spend 200-300 hours on to
Yeah.
100%. And
Oh bro.
I completed the Pokedex in 60 hours. Like that's not bad.
No. Yeah.
It's reasonable. Okay. That's all we got for Scarlet Violet. Real quick, I just want to give a couple highlights while I was gone. Ariel and I, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary, and for that, we went up to Montreal. And there was just a few shops. We went to a lot of local card shops and board game stores while we were there. We did get the super premium Charizard collection at one shop. Um, and then we also did get some French cards at another game shop, game store. Um, and we got uh okay, let me find the names because I want to give a shout out to them. So first of all, my first shout out is to the GameStop and Eaton Center in downtown Montreal. The guys at that GameStop were phenomenal. They just wanted to talk. Like, even though the store was crazy busy, they like gave us the attention that they felt like they needed to give us. They talked to us like crazy. They gave us suggestions of where to go in Montreal. They hooked us up with some promos. They had a French language Archeludon promo with the GameStop stamp that they gave us. They also, I asked about a Zelda Echoes of Wisdom promo, and they actually had one that we didn't even get in the States that's serialized, and they gave me two of these, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I wasn't expecting anything, and they gave me two of these. And I didn't like, honestly, I didn't even spend any money in their store, like there because there wasn't anything I was looking to buy. They just wanted to hook us up. So the GameStop at Eaton is amazing. I even mentioned that GameStop specifically to some people at another video game store, and they're like, "Yeah, those guys are awesome." So they must have a reputation, that GameStop specifically. Um, just for Cleveland people, you'll understand what I'm talking about, Ivan. So you know how Tower City should be? Like, you have the Rapids station that goes into Tower City, which is in downtown Cleveland. And Tower City should be this really nice indoor mall that everyone can go to when they come to work or when they're before they're going home from work to stop at stores and buy stuff and get dinner or whatever. But that's not how Tower City actually is. Tower City's run down. Most stores are closed. Nobody actually rides the Rapid. Our metro, like our public transit system in Cleveland is not good. In Montreal, the public transit system is incredible. And like their public transit, they have a massive stop at the Eaton Center, which is what Tower City should be. All the stores are open, it's bustling. There's tons of restaurants, and like the shops are just packed to the brim. And like, so this GameStop has so much business coming and going from people that are going to work and then before they're going home. And like, I haven't seen a GameStop packed to the brim with this much merchandise ever. It was incredible. Their stock, like they had figurines that I have never seen anywhere. Like their trading card, like just everything. Their game selection, their plushie selection, their trading card game selection. They just had their walls were stuffed, like twice as much stuff as at my local GameStop. I was floored. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
awesome GameStop in Eaton Center. The other game store, let me see if I can find it before I forget. I'm trying to think of where we got our French cards. This is I'm not going to mention the first one because I don't remember the name of it and it's going to take me too long to find it. But there is one, another one that is in downtown Montreal, uh, called Three Kings Loot, and he's been open for a long time, but he recently moved into a new storefront. And it's kind of funny because he's actually subleasing space from a different store that also is subleasing space to a barber shop. So it's like this wild sort of variety of like stores, barbershop, local card shop, all within this one space.
That's incredible.
So Gregoire is the owner of Three Kings Loot. He was really nice, really happy to just talk. If we had stayed long, like we probably talked to him for a good half an hour, he would have talked for an hour or two if we let him. He just had so much he wanted to talk about. And while we were there, we got here, I'll show you.
Nice.
So, like I mentioned, we did get the Charizard Super Premium Collection, so I got my figurine.
Woohoo!
And we got this Charizard card while we were at Three Kings Loot, which I hope I can get it to focus. This is from the set. I don't remember what the set is. Oh well.
Mm.
But yeah, so this is my French Charizard in a Cosmos Hollow that will not focus, and I thought it was the perfect card to put into my Super Premium Collection figurine here.
No, for sure. That card is epic, especially that it's a Cosmos Hollow.
Yeah, I know. I love the Cosmos Hollow. So I was excited because I found we actually do have a copy of that card in English, but it's non-hollow. So I'm probably going to keep it next to that one or behind it, just so I have an English version with it too. But yeah, I was really really excited to get some French cards while we were in Montreal. We also got while we were at Three Kings Loot, he had a bunch of because he's a Pokemon League spot, so he had some Temporal Forces like mini packs that were like given out during like leagues and stuff. So we bought like three card packs of French cards. So we put a whole binder page together of French cards. And let me just show you the Archeludon.
Mm.
So I actually stopped at another GameStop on our way home because the GameStop at Eaton, they didn't have any sealed Archeludon GameStop promos. They only had one that they had in display that was damaged. So we
Mm.
stopped at another GameStop on our way home and I was able to get two more of them. So here's one of them. I have it in uh the binder on the outside so you can see it when it's on my shelf. And then we sent in the other one for grading. So hopefully that'll get a
Ooh,
TED and remain in our collection for eternity.
that's awesome.
This
You got
little
some good
pig.
pulls.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was a blast. So it was fun incorporating checking out game stores and local card shops on our trip and looking for Pokemon. I would recommend Montreal to anyone if you have an opportunity to get up there. Again, like the public transportation was nice, clean, easy to use. The shops were a lot of fun. People were really nice to us, even though we don't speak any French. Like that didn't matter. Like people were just nice to us. It was awesome. So yeah,
That's awesome.
highly recommended.
That's great.
Last story that we want to talk about is the fact that there are new 151 promos. We already mentioned it at the beginning of our show here. Let me share my screen. There we go. Okay. So yeah, there are four new Scarlet and Violet 151 promos available. They are only available in a box that is sold at Costco. Unfortunately, it is completely out of stock on Costco.com. And so you'll have to find it at a local Costco warehouse if you can. The problem is a lot of people are, I'm not going to assume, but a lot of people are insinuating that stores are getting sold out fast because of scalpers. And what's happening is, we can't say they're definitely scalpers. Maybe some of them are collectors. Who knows? But there are some Costco stores that aren't limiting how many boxes you can buy. Whereas some Costco stores are limiting to three per person, which, will allow more of the actual fan base to get their hands on this. Whereas some Costco stores aren't limiting the amount that people can buy. And when that's the case, people that are in the know fill their entire shopping carts with as many boxes as they can possibly get in their Costco run. So it's kind of unfortunate that this is going to be hard to get, especially for those that are wanting to complete their master set. I'm also just bummed. Like I think it's frustrating that a year and a half or whatever so later that Pokemon is revealing four new promos. For those that are into collecting master sets, I think it's just doing the fans a disservice by adding this late into the game. But I do at the same time want to get my hands on them. So I don't know, maybe I'm a hypocrite there. Um, so any thoughts on this, Ivan?
Yeah, I mean, going back to, I mean, yeah, now you got to redo everything, and especially like with us that have already allotted for the Charizard premium.
Yeah, I had accounted for that,
Yeah.
but like I
Now,
did not account for these.
no, no, I don't think anybody did. Um, and do I mean, we bought one tin. It's a Leafeon tin, so I'm not really into tins. I mean, the only one that I pretty much got was the Charizard lunchbox. I mean, if you want to consider that's a tin. And
I don't.
then
That's not a 10. That's
yeah.
different. Yeah,
So I mean, I'm not really into tins.
I'm not
So
either. I agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's gonna be able to get those promo cards, then
You know,
I guess.
I'll just wait until these promos show up on TCG Player. Like, I'll go to Costco for my regular shopping, and if they're there, great. I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to look for
Yeah.
these. It's just gonna be too big of a pain, especially with the the videos I've been seeing. Like, I have a feeling it sounds like Midwest stores, like kind of where we are. It sounds like Midwest stores are doing the limitations
Mm.
on 3 boxes per person. So that does lend itself to us possibly being able to find them. But like I'm at the point anymore where Costco is just it's so busy and so
Mhm.
taxing and draining that I just use Instacart.
Yeah.
Like we don't go anymore. We just use Instacart and have Instacart bring our Costco to us. Um,
I'm glad you said that because we like when I went in to go get the 151 ETB box with the two tins. It was kind of yeah. When I'm in there, it's like I don't know how these people without like full on families with these huge carts. We saw one family that had two carts going through there. I'm like, how are you guys maneuvering? How is there like? It's very stressful. Very stressful.
it's very stressful.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's very much worth the extra cost just to have Instacart bring it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. But also too, like going back to what we are talking about these promos, like even when you're going for the calendars, those boxes from at Dollar Generals, like even those are starting to get hectic and like I can't get them anywhere. Like especially the one I went to near my house, I'm literally like 5 minutes from.
Yeah.
I went there, I'm like, oh great, oh they have it here. I look in there, and it's sold out, like all of them. They probably just bought all of them
Oh
and just.
yeah. Yeah, I stopped by my local Dollar General the other day and I asked for them because now they have like a holiday catalog for their toys. So now I
Mm.
can actually like point to it and say this is what I'm looking for and they
Oh.
know. They're like, "Yeah, those sell out immediately anytime we get them." Like good like
Insane.
you're not that's not gonna happen. So
Yeah.
like I mean the only I found them at like a Dollar General totally in the boonies because I was for work I drive everywhere in Ohio. So like I have the opportunity sometimes to stop at these stores that like are in the middle of nowhere. And that's where I got some. But yeah, the only way I was able to get them locally was the one store near me actually like took my phone number and they called me when they got them in stock. But I mean, that's not typical Dollar General behavior. Like that was a
No.
special store, you know?
Wow, that's awesome. And I
Yeah.
think that's the beauty, I guess you can say, of Dollar General, that they're like in the middle of nowhere. So if you
Yeah.
by chance find one, you're more likely gonna be able to buy like, 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I've been to a Dollar General store in the middle of nowhere and they had them, but he's like, I can't sell them to you. He's like, it's not the holiday season yet, and management says we can't sell them until Christmas. And I'm
Ah,
like, why does it matter? Like, oh, whatever. But I mean,
wow.
he was just following his manager's rules, but that was
Yeah.
bizarre. So yeah, it's hit or miss no matter where you go. But yeah, so more fun for master and perfect set collectors of 151. Have fun rearranging your binders unless you're just going to settle for putting them in the back somehow.
Yeah.
But anyone that's collecting master sets, I'm sure that won't fly
Yeah.
because we're all obsessive compulsive. Okay. Well, thanks for being here, Ivan. I love doing the show with you
Yeah.
and just talking about Pokemon. And thank you, listeners, for being here and just hanging out and listening to us just chat. We hope that you like this format. We are not your typical YouTube show. We do not thrive on playing the algorithm or overhyping everything with crazy antics and music and personalities. We are here to hang out and to be friends, and we want you to hang out with us to the point where we even want you to be on the show. So if you're just a listener or a friend or somebody into Pokemon that has never been on YouTube before, has never recorded anything before, why not start here by being on Poké Collab? So feel free to reach out to us either in the comments or in our contact us page. And if you haven't yet checked out PokéCollab.com, please do. That's where Ivan and I hang out. That's our community. The first 100 members will get an alpha badge on their profile. It's completely free to sign up. We'll never be charging you anything, and there will never be ads. And we're really just trying to make it the number one place to be a Pokemon fan and to have other fans surround you. So please check it out. We are trying to do our best to create the opposite of the toxic Reddit, sphere of Pokemon people. If you get what I'm saying, I hang out on Reddit a lot, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to toxicity in the Pokemon communities. So yeah, please check us out at PokeCollab.com. Ivan, thanks for being here again. Thanks for doing the show with Jordan last week. That was a blast watching that.
Yeah, thanks, Oren. It was fun. Good to be with you again another week.
Oh, for sure. And Ivan, what is your YouTube channel? How can people find you?
Yeah, look me up on YouTube at Chard216. You can see there where got some content on or from TCG Live. And also too, you can check me out on TCG Player at Chard, and hopefully you can get some cards. I have some inventory on there, and try to get me to level 4.
Excellent. Sounds good. And I am at Block and Pixel, also on YouTube. So check out my videos there. And in the meantime, we just want you to continue watching us here at Poke Collab, and please check out PokeCollab.com. We want to hear from you. And again, this is Poke Collab, where we collect, train, and battle together. And we will see you in the next video.
See you guys.